come across here and say, hey, this is dumb. We should not be doing this. We need to focus on other things, and then draw America's attention to where it needs to be, not going after Donald Trump. That's so stupid.
Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions, but we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you. I'm Jim.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Joe.
All right, guys. As you can tell, Mr. Mike is not here tonight. If you don't know, he is probably knee-deep in some frozen tundra out there. So he won't be joining us tonight, but we are still going to get it done. What do we want to talk about, gentlemen?
About the impeachment and how that went.
Impeachment 2.0. I saw a funny meme the other day. I guess it was Nancy Pelosi. They showed Trump on the phone, say, hey, you there? It's Owen. It's like, Owen? And he goes, yeah, Owen too.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it?
I mean, personally, I'm glad it, he wasn't impeached, obviously, but I mean, I think it was stupid even trying in the first place. I mean, he's already out of office, so once he's out of office, why try? But I think it's almost as comical as looking at the headlines about it, where it's saying Senate failed America again and things like that, talking about how they failed us because they failed to impeach Trump. It's such a bully mentality. I swear to God, man. It's between the media and the Senate and everybody else. It's just a bully mentality towards any outsider that tries to come in and do something.
Yeah, I agree with you. And what I have to add would be the fact that, he's been bullied the whole time he's been in office, whether it's justified or not. I mean, he does run his mouth, and people don't like that. But the fact of the matter is, Biden comes in, says, I want unity. And what's he do? He fucking signs a bunch of bullshit and let's impeach Trump. Let's do it again. Let's try to do it again. It's like, really? That's not what unity is defined as. That unity would be more defined as, all right, let's let it go. Let's try to all collaborate and be as one and unite as a nation.
Right. Biden had that opportunity. He had the opportunity to make himself look good right there.
That's
Congress and tell them, say like, hey, this is a waste of taxpayers' money, wasted their time. Let's stop. I won the election. It's done with, He had that opportunity and he blew it.
And that's what's frustrating to me is, I don't want to get into a bunch of political BS, but
that's why we're here.
Don't come into office and promote and talk about how you want unity and you want everybody to be as one and you're gonna forgive and forget for people that voted for Trump and blah blah blah, which didn't need to be said to begin with. But you're not promoting unity when you're continually fucking with a guy that's not even in office anymore.
Yeah, but do you really think he's doing this? I mean, you think he is even aware of what's going on?
I believe he is a string puppet and he's doing whatever Pelosi and Kamala tell him to do. But I do believe that there is hatred there, and I do believe he supports it. Right. Whether it was his idea or not, because he's probably forgotten by now anyways if it was his idea or not anyway. So
he may not be doing it himself, but he has a lot of power to stop it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can come across here and say, hey, this is dumb. We should not be doing this. We need to focus on other things, and then draw America's attention to where it needs to be, not going after Donald Trump. That's so stupid.
Right. So my question is, let's say it's not him. What do you think the intent was? Like, why would they do this? Like, I mean, I think everybody knew from the beginning that it was destined to fail. Did they really think they were going to go in there and prove otherwise?
I think they had this mentality that they were going to get this passed because while everybody else thought it was going to fail. I mean, they controlled it, So they had that mentality to say that they're going to get this done, And with that mentality, they're going to prove that to all other people who want to come in and make a difference and try to be different than that political, I don't know. I can't even think of the word. It's so frustrating. The political corruption, the political corrupt people that are up there right now.
The establishment.
Yeah, the establishment. Good answer right there. Yeah, the establishment. That anybody else that comes up, so not a member of that establishment, is not going to be accepted, and they're going to have a fight on their hands. I think that was the whole idea, is to keep people from doing it, anybody else from doing what he did.
But you think that worked since they didn't impeach him? Like you think that didn't backfire?
I don't think they got their point across. I think they literally thought they were going to go in there and impeach him. I mean, they've made every case towards it, especially coming back, watching the videos they tried to impeach him on, oh, go fight. And then they never aired once. Go over there and peacefully, protest. Go over there and it's stupid the way it was literally a witch hunt. It was like the witch hunt.
I agree. It's like, I believe what they're trying to prove was that, I'm not sure how to word this, but like, we're better than Trump and we're going to get that. We're going to get his ass one way or another, whether he's in office or not. We're going to get his ass. Fuck him. We're going to show the country that we're still in charge, blah, blah, blah. I think the whole situation was they're fucking scared of him. Yeah. Because he doesn't have anybody in his pockets. Yeah, and he doesn't, and Biden, Hunter, all that corruption's going down, and everybody's sweeping it on the carpet. It's just a bunch of fucking, all it is the whitewashes from the real shit that's going on, honestly. And also, I think they're deathly afraid that he will try to run in 2024 or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's an elitism mentality that we're better than you. We're the elites in America. You can't touch this bull crap.
Right.
I think we already know. We already know the establishment exists. I mean, I think it's hard to deny that anymore, because it's kind of scary because they're even showing their cards now. I would only think this was like a diversion from something. Like, what was this a diversion for?
It's a diversion from, I don't know what
crap he's trying to pass and sneak through and slip through. I mean,
not trying, man. He just went in there, did that executive power, write the pin off. He just did what he had to do when he got in there. Yeah, it may have been.
I mean, just that alone. I mean, you're talking about unity, but yet you've signed what 50 some executive orders now? Really? And he's just signing them just to spite Trump. And he's not doing it for the better of this country. No fucking way in hell. He is doing it just to spite Trump. And as you had mentioned earlier, Jim, is it really him or is it Pelosi and Kamala with their little agendas telling him that you need to do this? Because I don't think that Biden really, 48 years, 47 years he's been there and he hasn't done shit. Personally, he's a puppet. I'm sure they're telling him to do it, but still, it's just absurd.
So I mean, the question is, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, we're all like, let's be real, politics, all that stuff. It's not nothing new. We're all that. So my question is, we're veterans. Like, we understand the purpose. A mission comes down. We get all that. The op order, all that. We get all that. So looking at this whole thing as some sort of a mission, which I have to assume the establishment. I'm not even going to say Democrats, because at this point there's Republicans in it too. So it's not just Democrats, the establishment. What is really their objective? I know you talked about like making sure nobody else confronts them, but I don't think that was effective. So It had to be a diversion. It had to be something, because they didn't deter anybody.
As a veteran standpoint, we would call it a smoke screen. All this is fucking smoke screens. What is really going on? I'm sure we're going to find out soon enough. And I have a scary feeling it has to do with our economy, has to do with Russia and China and the New World Order. So that's just my thought.
But have they been very good at hiding it? I mean, I'm thinking right now, more than ever, the hypocrisy, the blatant hypocrisy is in your face. I mean, they even got caught doctoring a Twitter feed just to try to convict Trump. I mean, like, why would you risk that?
Yeah. I mean,
why? Because nobody cares. Well, I'm saying not that nobody cares, because they get a pass.
because their agenda is going to take longer than 4 years probably, or whatever. I mean, who knows how long Biden's going to live, but whatever the case may be, Kamala will take over. But they're only going to be in for 4 years. I think all the libs, I think everybody, well, not the far lefties, but I think the people that are on the left are going to open their eyes. They're going to pull their heads out of their fucking asses, and it's going to be a Republican-run country again. And I think they're just trying to pull everything they can to pull us in, and it's not working.
Is that the case? Ryan, do you go on Facebook or any of these social media nightmares and even see? Because I can tell you right now, I don't see anybody, talking anything now. They're not talking trash. Nobody's talking how we just spent all this time and money on an impeachment that was for nothing, and we're not even in Congress to talk about a stimulus check. So I remember another veteran actually, coming on and stomping his feet and spilling his beer all over about how Trump was going to block the defense bill and soldiers weren't going to get paid and how unjust that was. And I don't hear him. He's not out here complaining that we don't have a stimulus check yet. So right. Where are these people? Where are they, the ones that are so angry?
Facebook or that.
Yeah, I question that myself. Good question, man. Where are you folks? If you're watching, where are you? Good question. It's just, I don't know. It's the same. We won't get into it, but I live in New York, and it's the same thing with Cuomo. Everybody's on Cuomo's dick. Now it's all hush hush, and nobody's saying a word. It's like, oh, really? After this nursing home cover up, you're not saying anything? Wow, interesting.
Right, free pass, right?
That's just hypocrisy at its finest once again, man.
Well, we know that. I think you shared with me something about the pipelines, right? He shuts down our pipeline to Canada, right? And then what does he go and do?
The Taliban pipeline he's supporting now? What the fuck is that? I mean, I'm not educated enough to really speak on it 100%, but I mean, I kind of skimmed through the article, and it's just like, either you support pipelines or you don't. Other than that, shut the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ. I mean, another question I have, and I wish Mike was, I pray for Mike, and I hope everything works out well with all that crazy shit, but didn't Texas have like the best infrastructure in the whole country before the liberals got a hold of all that bullshit too? I mean, I know, yeah. I don't know if you know or not. I have friends in Texas, and I was talking to him, Army buddy, talking to him today about it. He's a nurse at one of the hospitals, and he said one of the biggest issues is these tree huggers have pretty much destroyed a lot of the pipelines that are there for natural gas and all that shit. And they get their power from like wind turbines and shit. And their wind turbines collapsed because of the fucking ice storm. So now there's going to be a media cover up because the media is so fucked up. But my buddy's a dialysis nurse. He said there's going to be a mass people dying. Just people, they're going to go to the ER and collapse and die because they can't get their dialysis. Because they've had water pipes freeze and everything else. And there's only like 2 hospitals where he lives in Corpus Christi that can even do it. And you can only do so many dialysis patients in a day.
Yeah. They did. I did see something about that. They were talking about, the media's already trying to make it look like the wind turbines are a small percentage of the electricity out there. But the problem was, I think that you can't hide it because they have video proof that the winds are the turbines are frozen. And apparently it's the most affected energy.
Right. But there's also solar panels that got fucked up. And there's also, because of these wind turbines, I'm not 100% educated, so I'm just going to say it a little bit. But what's happened is some of these water pipelines that were heated by, I guess you need pumps to pump the water, and the pumps were ran by like natural gas, in which they turned them into running off of the solar power, the solar power and the wind turbines instead of using the natural gas and the nuclear energy they had. And ipso facto, they've had water pipelines break and everything else. And so we're going to have a shit ton of people in Texas die because of people's agendas that are just stupid.
Yeah, well, even bigger, like you said, infrastructure. I mean, let's think about it. Let's get back to that money. I think somebody's talking about the stimulus. I don't remember who was saying it. They were talking about if you take the stimulus money that we're sending overseas and all that stuff and give it to Americans. I think the math turns out to like every American, adult American, not kids, of course, could get like $9,000. If you weren't sending that 1.9 billion all over the place, every
Right.
adult American could get, even the rich ones could get $9,000. You take them out of it and it goes up from there.
Well, didn't I bring up like the last one of the episodes, a couple episodes ago about isn't the stimulus package over $1 trillion?
Yeah, it's like 1.9 trillion.
Yeah.
So why could never, like I said, I mean, it's not feasible. It's a dumb thing to say, but it's still, why give everybody $1 million? Fuck it.
Right. Well,
But
that's definitely, the math is way off on that. But the point being is that's money spent on us is well spent, especially if we're just going to print it anyway. I mean, why are we just going to print it and give it to some other country?
Well, that's an issue in and of itself, is the fact that that's why I do a lot of financial shit, and they're saying in a couple months it's all going to catch up to us, and our dollar is not going to be worth shit.
Oh, that's already been happening. I mean, it's already been happening.
And we need to invest in like silver and gold and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because that's going to be our currency, kind of.
Well, you've been researching there, Ryan. I see you researching something.
Nothing, man. I'm working on your website.
Oh, thanks. Which, let you guys know, is coming soon. We will have a website with resources and all that stuff on it. So stay tuned for that. You can thank the man over here for that. So, okay, aside from that, oh, are you building the website?
No, but compliments to me, we're going to have some swag as well.
Oh, you need some compliments? All right, we'll give compliments to him too.
Coffee. We're going to have coffee cups and some shirts and hoodies and whatever else people want.
There you
And
go.
they're going to look good.
Right. And all without a single dollar of stimulus pay.
Apply for the small business now.
Right. Yeah, right. Well, let's hurry up and get that going.
That'll be
So-
the next thing they wave off and say, hey, we'll just give it to you.
So we've already established that Trump got impeached twice, first president ever to be impeached twice and not convicted of anything and removed from office. So where do we go from here? You think Trump's running in 2024?
Man, if he
I
does,
don't-
he's a glutton for punishment.
I don't like. He's enjoying retirement. Why? I think his daughter needs to run for president, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen this, but his son's going to be running for governor in New York State.
I think it's son-in-law, right?
Is that what it is? His son-in-law?
Kushner? Is it Kushner? Is that the?
I thought it was a
son-in-law?
Trump. I thought it was a Trump that was doing it. I'm not.
No,
I
I,
didn't,
think- I thought it was his son-in-law.
Well, either way, Cuomo needs to be locked up. End of story.
You know,
That's
go
insane.
back to what you were saying, man. You know, I think honestly, whatever they're smoke screening here, we won't know for another year and a half. And by that
exactly.
point, we won't realize they smoke screened it now. You know,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
When all this comes out, it's all going to boil down to just more corruption and more corruption. The thing I know you guys have both kind of pointed on this is that it's so in your face now. It feels like Afghanistan. And any vet that's been to Afghanistan can see the corruption in the streets when the cops are like milking down the poor people there. It's ridiculous, you know. That's what it feels like here now. I mean, look at it's been going on in cities like Detroit since the 80s. It's so bad. And it was so in your face. I mean, the mayors are freaking criminals. They're actually associated with gang members and things like that. Now it's to the point where, I mean, they're on the federal level and they don't care. I mean, they've gotten to the point where they can literally put their hand in your pocket and take whatever they want, and they'll just give you the finger as they walk away. They don't care.
Well,
It's
that's
so
why I
bad.
said. That's why I said it's not the politicians. Like, we get that they've been doing this stuff for how long now? They're good at this game. They've been in this
Right.
game for how long? It's the people. It's you people out there listening. Maybe not you guys directly, but the people out there listening that just get this. You know, the useful idiots. Like, do these people in the media think they're exempt? Do they think like they're going to be part of this hierarchy when they crush the little guy and they'll be rich sitting
Exactly.
somewhere? No,
Exactly.
it'll just start again from there, and they'll be on the outside, and then it'll start again and they'll be on the outside. People cannot be this stupid. Like, really, they can't be that
It's
naive.
odd. It's very odd. And I just got this message. I got a tweet, or someone sent me something from the NRA today that was very, very concerning. So, I mean, I'll touch base on it really quick, but it's the NRA put something out on I don't know if it's Twitter or what they put it out on, but Biden is issuing a statement calling on Congress to ban all commonly owned firearms, AR-15s, and 10 plus round magazines, criminalizing private firearm transfers, run firearm manufacturers and dealers out of business. And the NRA said they're going to continue to fight for it. I don't know how true it is, but it's something that I've heard what was going to happen for a long time if Biden got in. So I kind of believe some of that.
Well, that's what they said. They said if he said that I'm not coming after your guns, right? But then he wants to appoint Beto, who specifically said we're coming after your guns.
Right.
Yeah,
it's in your
It's
face.
like, what the fuck? It's like I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting in my sunroom right now. I'm in New York. Yeah. So I just go do this, and I'm good to go. What's up? What's up, motherfucker?
Yeah.
What's up? I don't. It is what it is, man. But come fucking take this from me and see what the fuck happens.
Well, you know what's funny about that, Joe? Is
I'll
that
die trying.
well, that's so funny about that, because they want to hype up this insurrection. Let's be real. They're trying to hype it up so that they have reason to spy on us, take our guns and all that stuff.
Right.
They're using this as a tool. That's why they're making it like an attack on America. Us guys in the military know this was no attack on America. Benghazi was closer to an attack, obviously was an insurrection, obviously not in the same conditions, but that's an attack. There are 270 million plus guns in this country. Do you think that was an attack? Are you serious?
Exactly.
Like, if we wanted to take over the Capitol, if anybody wanted to take over the Capitol,
Exactly. Exactly.
it's such a joke in your face, and people are just, oh, really? Okay.
I mean, there's other weapons you can use other than an AR. I mean, let's be real. There's other weapons that a lot easier to. It's just one of them things. There's a lot better weapons out there than an AR. I don't give a fuck, man. That's stupid.
Well, you're right.
Come on. I mean,
You're right, Joe.
I'm not going to discuss what they are and shit, but there are many other weapons that you can do a lot more mass destruction than a fucking AR. Give me a fucking break.
And you're right.
Yeah.
And Joe, see, that's the problem. That's what these morons don't understand, is that people feel safe and secure with a gun. When you start forcing them, taking away their options, it pushes them to other options that are way more dangerous and way harder to stop. So these people are stupid. I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
If you look at thing, they're going to take away everything you can make a bomb with. I mean, you're not going to be able to buy cups or super shit like that. I mean, that's the think about what's his name. Oh God, it was on the tip of my tongue too. The guy who was mailing out bombs to people, just random people. You know? I mean, it's I'd definitely rather have somebody in front of me with an AR than a bomb, because I can shoot that son of a.
Exactly. There's other guns. I'd rather be in front of an AR than a lot of other guns.
Yep.
That have a lot more different types of ammo that can.
Oh yeah, the shredder rounds and stuff like that. Forget that.
If you statistically look at like some of the shootings that happened here, that I mean, it's horrible and shit, but the guns that some of them have used are a lot more vicious than a fucking AR.
And I tell you what else is going to happen. The second they take all these guns away, that's when that cartel is going to cross that Mexican border and start really pushing into Texas, because they're not going to have guns anymore to fight them off. And those Texans, God love every one of them, because they almost all carry a gun.
I think Texas will secede before they do that.
Yeah,
Texas
I think so too.
its guns.
If Texas can't handle a goddamn little snowstorm, fuck, please.
Well, they can still shoot inside their frozen homes.
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Yeah, if their little sensitive bodies can handle it. I just have buddies in Texas, and it's funny because they're like, "It's so cold." I'm like, "Come on, dude."
You know, all my exes live in Texas.
Yeah, right.
Don't mess with Texas.
Well, I do have quite a few exes in Texas, but that's not what we're talking about here.
No.
So aside from all the scary stuff that we're talking about, like what this leads to, This is the part I don't understand because Joe, you spoke about it earlier, like unity. Biden really wants to push unity. Do you think censorship, silencing people, and then making them feel insecure by taking their guns is really going to get people to cooperate? I mean, do you really think that's the pathway to cooperation?
As a
Is
if I was a liberal, oh yeah, oh god, yeah, that'd be so cool. Fuck no, it's gonna fucking piss everybody off. And if they think that Capitol shit was some staged bullshit, they better fucking recognize, because it's gonna get a lot worse than that.
So even the liberals, you know, that you're speaking to these liberals, even they think that they're being somehow having their rights taken from them. They're being oppressed. Like they feel this. And the reaction to that is to what? Take other people's rights away? Like what? Like that doesn't even make sense.
Man, I don't see any pathway for them getting the guns out of our hands. I just don't see it. If they tried it, I think there'd be it'd wind up with a whole new civil war in here. I mean, just trying to pull that out of most Americans' hands. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, the question would be, who would be taking them?
Yeah, someone with a lot of Kevlar.
Well, they'd have to be, but you're looking at guys who wore Kevlar. So who would take them? I mean, did you see that
in the basement?
Did you see that in the news? They did the stand down. Did you guys see that stand down on the military?
No.
They had a stand down so they can see who's loyal and who's not.
Oh my God.
And we just lost Joe. All right, so let's move into our segment, Pull the Pin Ready, where we just take this opportunity to pull the pin on something that really disturbs us. But before we do that, I want to do a COVID update. In fact, we're going to bypass the pull the pin unless one of you guys are detrimental. Listen to me. I can't even determined to pull the pin on something. I want to do a COVID update because I am still confused, and we're on day what? I am so confused that they're trying to get my kids back to school, but yet in Chicago, teachers don't want to go back to school. And in New York, things seem to be going back to normal, but yet over in the other state, nobody's allowed out of their house. Like, what the hell is going on? What have you guys heard?
Oh, since day one, my kids have been back in school. They opened our schools with the school year. So yeah, it's all over the place, man. And it's funny because they're not making the teachers a priority for the COVID shot. So what the hell's up with that? You know, next thing you know, these teachers are going to be wound up with COVID, which we did in our house, thanks to the schools, because my wife works at a school. We all wound up with COVID. Compliments of the school system, you know, and then there's no they won't admit fault for anything, because like they, you know, of course we have to have kids back in school, but it's stupid. The whole thing is stupid, man. I mean, I thought you were going to go a different route with this than the school system. I was going to say, what happened to the immediate reaction and pumping out all the shots? Now all of a sudden, Biden's coming back and saying that, oh, it's going to be the end of Christmas, or you know, it'll be Christmas again.
This is a COVID update. You don't have to talk about the schools. Talk about it, because like even now,
it was funny today because he came back out. Now Trump would have done this, it would have been game on. But Biden comes back and says, "Oh, it was a miscommunication." What? A miscommunication? Oh, it's going to be probably closer to Christmas before we have all everybody back. Some resemblance of normalcy.
Well, Biden even said that Trump didn't have a vaccine ready and a distribution ready. Like that's what Biden literally said when they were already vaccinating people while Trump was still in office. He's trying to say Trump didn't have one and he had no way of getting it out.
And then, you know, he said, "What's your plan? Elect me and I'll tell you." And he did.
It's I guess this could be a pull the pin as well, but the fact of the matter is that you know, before Biden won the election, rightfully or wrongfully, he said, "Oh, I have a plan. I have a COVID plan. Oh yeah." Well, what the fuck is it? Are you gonna let us know about it? I mean, you've been in for over a month. What is it?
And you know his plan was to not allow people to travel to Florida, because traveling into the United States was xenophobic, but traveling to Florida clearly not.
But you know what? But let the 100,000 fucking immigrants come in, though. You know, I mean, it's so fucking bad. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, so like, I live in Western New York, by Buffalo. It's one day COVID's fucking it's on the decline. We're good to go. Just continue to wear your mask. Everything's cool. we're going to be out of this by spring, blah, blah, blah. It's all on account of everybody's getting the fucking vaccine. And then the next day, oh, we're on a rise. Oh my God. We're going to shut down.
New string.
I'm waiting for it just to be over because, I always thought this was a smoke screen as well. I know it's serious. I know it's like the flu and people can get sick and people can die. And I get that. But I just felt like it was a smoke screen as well. And it's still nagging us and it's just annoying. But because of me being a disabled vet and having PTSD, I enjoy it because I don't fucking really go out anyways. And when I go out, nobody's around. So it's fucking awesome. Kind of love it.
Yeah.
I really do. I kind of really like it, but it
still seems to be alive. It still seems to be accelerating death in people with conditions and older people. It's accelerating them. You don't see a lot of younger people. Like I'm even watching hockey and whole teams are going down with it and they're all coming back to play. I mean, of course they're, athletes, but I mean, even Ryan's had it. I mean, people I talk to have had it, so.
I believe I've had it as well. And it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, but so what, at the end of the day, what is it? And then they're saying the vaccine, you're still going to need to wear masks, double masks. You're still going to have to social. So what's the vaccine going to do then? What the hell's going on? Like, can you please give us an answer, Mr. Biden there? Can you give us an answer or do we have to circle back?
Let us know his plans soon enough. All right, man. Just let him.
Can we circle back to this answer like today?
Oh, no, he'll give you an answer once you elect him again.
Oh, so yeah. All right. Got it. How long can you ride a COVID? How long can you ride this? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm all for the precautions. Even now I find myself walking out in public wearing my mask because I didn't take it off. And some people are like looking at me like I'm crazy because they're taking theirs off, but right. I'm like, hey, I'll play the mask game. I'm fine with that. If that makes you feel comfortable, I'm fine with that. But
my biggest issue, man, is the fact that, I don't feel that I'm in the vulnerable population per se. I have adapted to wearing a mask, yes, but don't punish us people that aren't vulnerable. I mean, right. if I have a loved one at home that I need to take care of, then it's my responsibility to wash my hands, just take every precaution I can so that they don't get infected. But to punish everybody and fuck this whole economy up the way they have and fuck all these businesses up, come on, it's horse shit.
Well, to me, it's one of two things. Either they did it on purpose or allowed it on purpose, or they were so ignorant and didn't think things through. Because I don't know about you guys. Have you been to the grocery store lately? Like the cost of groceries has skyrocketed and the quality has dropped.
Why? That's always been like that here. So it is what it is.
But I mean, people are not working.
That when they started handing out stimulus checks,
But I mean,
just comes naturally.
I don't know. Like when they first started getting serious with it, like I would go to a store and they'd have like directional arrows on the floor and shit. What the fuck way you can go directing traffic? But now it's all changed and they don't do that shit. I mean, there's a lot of hypocrisy in this as well as the Biden administration. So there's a lot in common.
All right, guys, we're going to forego the pull the pin because we're running out of time here. You guys, any last words while we?
I'm sorry.
What's that?
God rest Rush.
Oh yeah, yep. Good call.
That's a great one.
Good call, and good luck to Mike out there in the frozen.
Yeah,
or whatever that is there. It's not the.
My ending would be thoughts and prayers to the folks that are struggling with this whole snowstorm that might not have power or food or whatever. My thoughts and prayers are with them.
Yeah, like that's a real emergency. So let's get to that.
Yeah.
So let's get those wind turbines running again.
Absolutely.
And that is all the time we have for this episode. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for putting up with what we put you through, like these tongue twisters. We hope you come back for another episode. Until then, Godspeed.
Have a great one.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.